Hello, hello, and a very warm welcome back to the English Stories Station. We are so happy you decided to spend a little part of your day with us. This is the place where we turn English lessons into friendly, relaxed conversations, the kind you might have with a good friend at a coffee shop. I'm Pani.
And I'm Ariya. Thank you for joining us today. I have to say, Pani, it really does feel like a beautiful day to learn something new. Every time we sit down to record an episode, I feel a spark of excitement. It's not just about teaching English, it's about the magic of connecting with people from every corner of the world. From Brazil to Japan, from Italy to Egypt, we see you and we appreciate you.
I feel the same way, Arya. And I was thinking this morning as I was watering my plants, we've been doing this podcast for quite a while now. We've talked about travel, food, and grammar, but there is always something new to learn about a person, isn't there? No matter how long you've known someone, there's always a hidden layer.
Absolutely. Human beings are like books. You might have read the summary on the back cover, but there's always another story, another detail, another little surprise waiting to be discovered in the later chapters.
Exactly. And that thought leads us perfectly into today's topic. Today, we're talking about a question that everyone, and I really mean everyone, has to answer at some point in their life. It doesn't matter if you're a student, a CEO, or a traveler.
Let me guess, you're talking about the question. The one that can feel simple when you're alone in the shower, but feels absolutely scary when someone actually asks it to your face.
Yes, the famous, or maybe infamous, tell me about yourself question.
Ah, yes, the king of all introductions, the gatekeeper of conversations.
That's right. Whether you're walking into a high-stakes job interview, starting your first day in a new English class, meeting a new neighbor over the fence, or even chatting with someone on a dating app or a language exchange site, this question will eventually appear.
And what makes it so incredibly tricky is that it's an open-ended question. It's a vast ocean. People hear it and immediately their brain freezes. They think, where do I start? Do they want my life story since birth? Do they want to know my professional achievements? Do they want to know that I'm afraid of spiders?
Exactly. It's the blank page syndrome. Some people panic and say too little, just their name and I'm a student, which ends the conversation too fast. Others talk for 10 minutes, giving a chronological history of their primary school years, and still feel unsure if they answered the question correctly.
I've even heard people ask themselves, should I talk about my childhood, my current job, my secret dreams, my favorite flavor of ice cream?
Well, maybe not the ice cream right away, unless, of course, you're standing inside an ice cream shop or applying for a job at an ice cream parlor.
Very true. Context is everything. Telling a recruiter you love chocolate chip cookie dough might be weird, but telling a new friend at a party, it's a great conversation starter.
And that's why today we're going to break this big, scary question into easy, bite-sized pieces. We're going to give you a roadmap, step by step. Our goal is to help our listeners answer with confidence and without that feeling of butterflies in the stomach.
Before we jump into the how-to, we have a small request for our lovely audience.
Yes, if you enjoy our conversations and find them helpful, please subscribe to the English Stories Station. Think of it as giving us a virtual high five.
And don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps the mysterious YouTube algorithm show our videos to other English learners who might be feeling just as nervous as you are. If you know someone who has a job interview coming up, share this episode with them.
Every share, every comment, every like truly makes a difference. We read them all, even the ones from 3 months ago, and they motivate us so much.
All right, Pani, are you ready to put theory into practice? Let's build an introduction from scratch.
Always. Let's do it. Let's imagine we just met at a networking event or a community gathering. I look at you and ask, so, Arya, tell me about yourself.
Okay, I'll start with the basics. This is layer 1 of the roadmap. You always start with your name and a bit of your origin story. Arya. My name is Arya. I was born and raised in a very colorful, busy city in India. It was loud, lively, and full of energy. I grew up surrounded by people, street markets, and constant movement. It's a place that never sleeps.
See, that already paints a picture in my mind. I'm not just hearing a name, I'm seeing a colorful, busy city. I can almost hear the traffic and smell the street food. You've given me a hook, something I can ask you about later.
That's the secret. Give the listener a small detail they can grab onto. But then you need to move to the present. Where are you now? Arya continuing. But a few years ago, I moved away from my career. It was a big decision, and honestly, a little scary at first to leave my family. But it helped me grow a lot as a person. Currently, I live in a modern apartment in the city center here.
I love that. It shows a journey. You went from the busy markets of India to a modern apartment. It shows transition. And for anyone who just joined us, I'll add my layer. My name is Pani. I'm a bit of a city girl at heart, too. Though these days, I actually live in a quieter town near the coast. I traded the sound of sirens for the sound of waves.
That brings us to layer 3, age and life stage. Now, Pawnee, I know some cultures are very private about age.
That's true. In some places, asking how old are you is considered a bit rude. But when you are telling someone about yourself, you can share your age or your life phase to give them a sense of where you are in your journey.
I love the idea of life phases. Instead of just a number, it's a feeling.
Exactly. For example, I'm 24. I like to say I'm in the discovery phase of my life. I'm experimenting with different hobbies, learning who I am when nobody's watching, and figuring out what kind of future I want to build.
Discovery phase. I'm going to steal that. I'm 27, and I like to think of my late 20s as the building phase. I'm building my career, I'm building my routines, and I'm hopefully building some good habits, like actually going to the gym and eating more greens.
It makes life feel so much more intentional when you describe it that way. It's not just, I am 27, it's, I am 27 and I am focused on growth.
Now let's talk about the part that usually takes up most time. What do you do?
This is where most people get stuck because they just state their job title. I am an accountant. I am a teacher. But your job is more than just a title, right?
Right. You should explain the action behind the title. Arya, when someone asks you what you do, how do you explain it? I'm a software developer. On paper, I spend my day writing code and fixing bugs. But the way I see it, I'm a digital architect. I solve problems and build tools that help people do their work faster. It's creative, even if it looks like just a bunch of numbers on a screen.
I love that. Digital architect. It sounds so much more engaging. As for me, I work as a librarian, but I don't just put books on shelves. I manage a large collection of human knowledge. I help students find the one piece of information that makes their thesis work. I'm a treasure hunter for stories.
So today, we have a digital architect and a story treasure hunter. We are a powerful team.
But we are more than our jobs, aren't we? The next layer is the personal side. This is where you become a real human being to the listener.
Family is a big part of that. For me, family is the foundation. I come from a big, noisy family, the kind where everyone talks at once during dinner. I have 2 older brothers who are both engineers. My father was a pilot, so we were always looking at the sky when we were kids. And my mom, she runs a flower shop.
A flower shop. I can only imagine how your house smelled growing up.
Always like lilies and roses. It was wonderful. What about your family, Pawnee?
My family is smaller but very close. I have a younger sister named Mira. She's a university student and she has enough energy for 5 people. She's a bit of a troublemaker. She always borrows my clothes without asking, but she's also my best friend. My parents are my biggest fans. My mom is a nurse. She's the strongest person I know. And my dad has a very peaceful hobby. He's a bird photographer.
Bird photography. That requires so much patience. I bet he has some incredible photos of eagles or tiny hummingbirds.
He does. He can sit in the woods for 6 hours just to get one shot of a woodpecker. It taught me a lot about being still.
And we can't forget about the furry family members. Pets are the best conversation starters in the world.
Oh, absolutely. If you tell me you have a dog, I will talk to you for an hour. I have a golden retriever named Sunny. He is 30 kilograms of pure love and fur. He follows me everywhere, even to the bathroom if I'm not careful.
And I have my two green parakeets. They are very talkative. I swear, Pani, sometimes when I'm practicing my scripts for the podcast, they make little chirping sounds that sound like hello. I think they're learning English with me.
Now, to wrap up an introduction, you usually mention likes and dislikes. This helps find common ground.
Right. It's like casting a fishing line to see if the other person likes the same things. For me, my favorite food is spicy tacos. I could eat them every day. And my favorite color is deep forest green. But, and this is a big but, I cannot stand olives. I've tried them on pizza, in salads, in fancy jars. No, thank you.
I'm with you on the olives. They are just little salty taste wreckers. My favorite food is mango sticky rice. It reminds me of summer. My favorite color is yellow, like the sun. And my biggest dislike? Cold weather. I am not a winter person. I don't like wearing 5 layers of clothes just to go buy bread.
And hobbies. What do you do when the laptop is closed and the library is locked?
I love hiking. There's something about being on a trail surrounded by trees that makes all my stress disappear. And I've recently started gardening. Watching a tiny seed turn into a flower makes me feel so proud. It's a slow hobby, but very rewarding.
For me, it's chess in science fiction. I love the strategy of chess. It's like a workout for the brain. In sci-fi movies, I love imagining what the world will look like in 100 years. Will we have flying cars? Will we live on Mars? It's fun to dream.
Now, Arya, we've talked about all the ingredients of an introduction: name, location, job, family, hobbies. But a big part of mastering English is knowing how much of each ingredient to put in the bowl.
Exactly. It's like cooking. You wouldn't put a cup of salt in a cake, and you wouldn't put a cup of sugar on a steak. The flavor of your introduction depends entirely on who is standing in front of you. We call this the mirror technique.
I love that name. You mirror the environment you're in. Let's look at a formal scenario first. Imagine I am a hiring manager at a big tech company and Arya is applying for a senior developer role.
In this case, the recruiter doesn't really need to know that my house smells like lilies or that I have two parakeets, at least not in the first minute. I need to lead with my professional self.
Go for it, Arya. Show us the formal version.
Certainly. My name is Arya, and I've spent the last 6 years honing my skills as a software developer, specifically focusing on back-end systems. I'm originally from India, but I've spent my recent career here in the city, working for firms that prioritize scalable digital architecture. I've always been a problem solver at heart, whether it's fixing a complex bug or optimizing a database. Outside of my technical work, I'm a big believer in continuous learning, which is why I spend a lot of my free time studying emerging AI trends. I'm really excited to be here because I've followed this company's growth for a long time.
Wow, notice the difference? She mentioned she's from India and her love for learning, but she mirrored the professional environment. She used words like honing my skills, scalable, and emerging trends.
Now, let's flip the script. Let's say we are at a social gathering, maybe a friend's birthday party. Everyone is relaxed, there's music playing, and someone says, "Hey, I don't think we've met. Tell me about yourself."
If you used that formal answer at a party, people might think you're a bit strange. It's too stiff. Let's try the informal version. Hey, I'm Pani. I'm a librarian over at the Central Branch, so as you can imagine, I'm a total bookworm. I actually grew up near the ocean, so I'm still getting used to the city life. I definitely miss the beach on weekends. When I'm not lost in a book, I'm usually out hiking or trying to keep my garden alive. I have a bit of a brown thumb rather than a green one lately. What about you? How do you know the host?
That was perfect. It was light, it was funny, especially the brown thumb joke, and most importantly, it ended with a question. In a social setting, an introduction is a bridge, not a speech. You want the other person to walk across it.
Before we say our goodbyes, we want to give you some specific power-up words. Sometimes the difference between a good introduction and a great one is just choosing a more descriptive word.
I love this part. Let's look at the phrase I like. Everyone says I like. It's fine, but it's a bit, well, plain. Pawnee, what can we use instead?
Instead of I like, try I'm passionate about. This shows deep interest. Or if you want to sound a bit more casual, try I'm a big fan of. For example, I'm a big fan of outdoor photography. It sounds so much more natural and enthusiastic.
And what about work? Instead of I work at, you could say I'm part of a team that. This shows you are a collaborator. Or if you have a lot of experience, you can say I specialize in. It sounds very professional and authoritative.
Another great one is currently based in. Instead of just saying I live in New York, saying I'm currently based in New York suggests that you are a global citizen. It implies that your journey might take you elsewhere later. It's a very modern way to speak.
Let's talk about those life phases again. We used discovery phase and building phase. Here are a few more for our listeners. Transition phase, if you are moving between jobs or cities. Growth phase, if you are focusing heavily on learning and self-improvement. Reflective phase, if you are taking some time to think about your next big move.
These words help you tell a story rather than just giving data. Remember, English is a tool for connection. When you use descriptive language, you're not just speaking a language, you're sharing your world.
We have covered so much ground today. We went from the basic roadmap to the mirror technique, avoided the dead ends, and even added some high-level vocabulary to our toolkits.
I feel like I know you even better now, Arya, even though we've been friends for years. Hearing you talk about your building phase and your parakeets always brings a smile to my face.
That's the beauty of it. Even experts are always learning. And now we want to hear from you, our Story Station family.
This is your homework, but the fun kind. We want you to go down to the comments section right now. Don't worry about being perfect. Don't worry about grammar. Just use the roadmap we talked about today.
Tell us your name and where you are currently based, one thing you are passionate about, and 1+1 detail. Maybe about your pet, your favorite snack, or your life phase.
We promise to read every single one. We often sit down with our morning coffee and read through the comments, and it truly makes our day to see people from all over the world practicing together. It's like a giant global classroom where everyone is a friend.
And if you see someone else's introduction in the comments, say hello. Practice your English by asking them a +1 question. Let's make the comments section the friendliest place on the internet today.
Before we sign off, we want to remind you of something very important. Learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. There will be days when you feel like you can't remember a single word, and there will be days when you feel like a superstar.
Both of those days are part of the journey. If you felt nervous today about the tell me about yourself question, just remember that even native speakers get nervous too. The goal isn't to be a perfect English speaker, it's to be a confident you.
Exactly. Be yourself. The world wants to hear your story in your voice.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to English Story Station. Every time you hit that button, it's like a little fuel for our creative engines. And hit that notification bell so you never miss a chance to hang out with us.
Thank you for spending your time with us. We know how busy life can be, and the fact that you chose to spend it here, improving yourself, is something you should be very proud of.
Keep practicing, keep smiling, and most importantly, keep sharing your story with the world. You're doing amazing.
We'll be back very soon with more stories, more lessons, and more coffee shop conversations. Until then, stay curious and keep talking.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye. See you in the next episode.